Isabella Guzman's life seemed normal enough, growing up in Aurora, Colorado, with her hardworking mother, Jan Mihoy, and stepfather, Ryan. However, underlying tensions and troubles soon surfaced. Isabella, often perceived as ungrateful and troubled, had a strained relationship with her mother, especially after Yanmi's remarriage. This familial discord culminated in a horrific incident, the murder of Jan Mihoy, stabbed 79 times by her daughter, Isabella. Isabella Guzman was born in 1995. She grew up in Aurora, Colorado, in the United States. Her parents, Jan Mihoy and Robert Guzman, divorced when she was a child. Despite the divorce, her parents initially maintained a civil relationship, collaborating in a photography business. After her parents' divorce, Isabella lived with her mother and her stepfather, Ryan Hoy. The dynamics in this household appeared to be strained. Isabella's relationship with her mother, Jan Mihoy, was particularly troubled. Reports suggest that she was often seen as ungrateful and difficult, despite her mother's efforts to provide for the family. Isabella later claimed that she was abused as a child, particularly after she rejected the Jehovah's Witnesses' faith, to which her mother and stepfather adhered. However, these allegations of abuse have not been independently verified. In school, Isabella's performance was reportedly average. She wasn't a standout student, but also didn't struggle significantly academically. She dropped out of high school at 18, just weeks before her final exams. This decision might have been influenced by personal struggles Isabella was undergoing, which may not have been fully visible or understood by those around her, including her parents. Her parents' disappointment was likely rooted not just in the missed educational milestone, but also in the concern for her future prospects and well-being. High school graduation is often seen as a foundational step towards further education or career opportunities. The night before the murder, Isabella sent a threatening email to her mother, which further heightened the sense of fear and tension in the household. The relationship between Isabella and her mother had been deteriorating. In the time leading up to the murder, Isabella's behavior towards her mother had become increasingly aggressive and disrespectful. This included an alarming incident where Isabella yelled at and spat in Yanmi's face. Terrified, Yanmi called the police. They arrived at the house that afternoon and spoke with Guzman, telling her that her mother could legally kick her out if she didn't start respecting her and following her rules. The murder took place on August 28, 2013, at the home Isabella shared with her mother and stepfather in Aurora, Colorado. On this day, the underlying tensions and conflicts within the family reached a breaking point. Jan Mihoy returned home from work in the evening. After her return, she went upstairs to take a shower. Isabella Guzman stabbed her mother, Jan Mihoy, 79 times in the face and neck. The ferocity and brutality of the attack were especially horrifying. Isabella's mother also called Isabella's biological father and asked him to come and have a talk with her. Robert Guzman arrived at the house that evening. He later recalled, "We sat down in the backyard looking at the trees and the animals, and I started to talk to her about the respect that people should have for their parents. I thought that I made progress," he continued, but just hours later, he'd discovered that their conversation had tragically done nothing at all. Isabella's stepfather, Ryan Hoy, was in the house at the time. He heard disturbances coming from the upstairs bathroom, including thumping, banging, and Yanmi calling out for him. When Ryan went upstairs to check, he found the bathroom door locked. He managed to force the door open and discovered a horrific scene. Yanmi had been brutally attacked by Isabella. After the stabbing, Isabella left the bathroom, calmly walking past her stepfather, and fled the scene. Ryan attempted to provide aid to Yanmi and called emergency services, but she succumbed to her injuries. Right after the attack, Isabella left the house, managing to evade immediate capture. Her calm demeanor as she left the crime scene was noted as particularly chilling. Isabella's escape initiated a manhunt. Given the violent nature of the crime, there was an urgent need to locate her. It's reported that her location was discovered thanks to a tip from a member of the public, highlighting the role of community vigilance in such cases. The circumstances of her arrest, being found in a parking garage just a day after the murder, contributed to the high-profile nature of the case. It also marked the beginning of the legal proceedings, where Isabella's mental health became a central focus, leading to her eventual acquittal on the grounds of insanity. On the day of her arraignment hearing on September 5, 2013, Guzman had to be dragged out of her cell, and when she finally got to the courtroom, she made a series of bizarre faces at the camera, smirking and pointing at her eyes. During the trial, it was revealed that Isabella was suffering from schizophrenia. This diagnosis was crucial to her defense. Schizophrenia is a severe mental disorder that can affect a person's ability to think clearly, manage emotions, make decisions, and relate to others. The symptoms can include hallucinations, delusions, and extremely disordered thinking and behavior. Isabella, under the grip of her mental illness, reportedly believed that her mother was a woman named Cecilia. This delusion was part of her schizophrenia. Her belief that she needed to kill Cecilia to save the world was a manifestation of her psychotic state. Such delusions of grandeur or mission-oriented delusions are not uncommon in severe cases of schizophrenia. The commitment to a psychiatric hospital indicates a recognition of the need for medical and psychological treatment rather than incarceration. This approach is based on the understanding that with appropriate treatment, individuals with severe mental health issues can be helped and potentially reintegrated into society. In the hospital, Isabella would receive comprehensive care aimed at managing her schizophrenia. This typically includes medication, therapy, and support programs designed to address both the symptoms and the underlying causes of the mental disorder. The ultimate goal of such treatment is often to enable the patient to reach a state of mental stability where they can safely rejoin society. However, this is a complex and often lengthy process, particularly in cases involving severe mental illness. In June 2021, Isabella Guzman was granted permission to leave the hospital for therapy sessions. And despite her allegedly abusive relationship with her mother, she said of the events of August 28, 2013, "If I could change it, or if I could take it back, I would." To this day, Isabella Guzman sits in the Colorado Mental Health Institute in Pueblo, forced to live with the memory of the grisly act she committed when she was 18. The case took an unexpected turn when it resurfaced on TikTok years later. Clips of Isabella's odd courtroom behavior were set to the song "Sweet But Psycho" by Ava Max. This trend sparked a debate about the ethics of sensationalizing mental illness and crimes for entertainment. While some saw it as harmless, others criticized it for trivializing serious issues and contributing to the stigma around mental health. Isabella Guzman's story is a stark reminder of how social media can blur the lines between reality and entertainment. It raises crucial questions about our collective responsibility in handling sensitive topics, especially those involving mental health and crime. Did you come across the TikTok videos about Isabella? What were your thoughts on this complex interplay of real-life tragedy and social media trends? Share your views in the comments below. Remember, discussions like these help us navigate the ethical complexities of our digital age. Thank you for diving into this intricate case with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and engage thoughtfully as we continue to explore such significant and sensitive topics in future videos.